Most people associate dividend investing with this 50 cents, 50 cents, maybe a dollar now and then. That's boring. That's not enough. I'm trying to get rich fast. What if I told you through compound interest and a whole lot of drip, you could be on a clear path to making over $1 million and having a six-figure passive income stream? It's not actually magic, but it's dividends. A dividend is when you get paid passive income just for holding shares of a stock or index fund that has a group of stocks within it. Not all stocks pay dividends, but of those that do, here are some key points to pay attention to. Number one, many dividend stocks pay over 3% or more in a passive income stream. That's a lot more than what you get at a bank. Two, many dividend stocks have a lot of cash on their balance sheet and a lot of cash flow through their business, so they are profitable companies. Number three, many dividend stocks have been around for decades and have been paying dividends for decades as well, so they're going to perform in good economic times and bad economic times. And to break it down even more, before we go on that path to $1 million invested and over six figures in passive income, we need to determine also some good characteristics of dividend stocks that we want to invest in for the long term. These need to perform over the next 5, 10, 20, 30 years. So we want to make sure they have these qualities. Number one, a rising net income over the past 5 to 10 years. Number two, a dividend history of rising dividends over time. And number three, we want to have dividend stocks with a long history. So maybe 20, 30, 40 years plus of being able to pay out dividends consistently. Why do we want those characteristics? Well, dividends are based off of the net income and cash that a company has on its balance sheet. If a company has a decreasing bottom line, that money is not going to be able to flow down to you, the shareholder, because that company is going to have less and less money. And a short dividend history or a troubled dividend history where some years the dividend is up, some years it's down, some years there's no dividend at all, that's gonna be pretty sus. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get into the good stuff, math. Because with this calculator I'm about to show you, you can literally see year by year how you get to this path of $1 million invested and six figures in passive income. And by the way, if you're interested in learning more about dividends and what dividend stocks that we're investing in, be sure to check out the Stock Dads Discord group. This is a place where we talk about investments and trading on a daily basis. We have live streams, educational videos, and more. We're offering a 1-month free promotion. Be sure to check out the link in the description down below. So with our model here, I'm going with MS stock, Morgan Stanley, with an $83 share price right now. Currently about 3.7% annual dividend yield. Let's say we're investing about $10,000 here, 120 shares. We know that the expected annual dividend amount increase per year, so that dividend is going to increase over time. I'm making the assumption that it's going to increase about 8%. You can see with the data here on dividend.com, that's pretty consistent with the 20-year average. Of course, over a 5-year time period or a 10-year time period, they may be increasing that dividend year after year at a higher rate. And we're factoring in an annual share price appreciation of 10% here as well, which is the average for the S&P 500 over the past several decades. And we're investing for 20 years here. Portfolio balance after that 20 years is $118,000. All right, remember we started with just $10,000. You're going to be making a dividend income of about $2,700 per year. And over that 20-year time period, you've collected a total of $24,000 in dividends alone. 1,000% total return overall. Now, I do want to point out, folks, that this is only possible, right, if you activate DRIP. That's Dividend Reinvestment Program. So every time you get paid out on a quarterly basis for most stocks, you reinvest that dividend, meaning you take that cash payment, that passive income, and you buy more shares with it. And you can set up this program where you auto invest your dividends. And that's how you end up making a lot more money, because without DRIP, all of a sudden, from over $100,000 balance, you only have $67,000 in your account now, and you've only collected $16,000 in dividend payments. So that's a huge difference. All right, investors, now let's crank it up for scenario number 2 here. Let's say you're smart and you want to contribute more money. You know, you bought your initial shares. Let's keep adding more money to our portfolio and grow more money into more money. We're going to contribute about $1,000 a month to our portfolio, so that's about $12,000 a year. All of a sudden, you have $1 million invested. You've collected over the 20-year time period $186,000, but now your annual dividend income is also $28,000 a year, and that's over $2,000 a month. Now, scenario number 3, let's make this interesting. You know, Let's say instead of investing $10,000 in the beginning, you invest $20,000, so 240 shares. Same strategy here as scenario 2 of the annual contribution, and of course, our lovely drip. And at the end of this, surprisingly, when you look at it, your ending balance is not that different from scenario number 2, $1.2 million here. So the reality here is, with dividends, it's very interesting. It's not necessarily how much money you start with, but it's all about, are you putting more money into your portfolio on a regular basis and dedicating yourself to this lifestyle, to this plan? Because it's not that hard, guys. It's not rocket science. It's just math and a matter of discipline. And let's not forget, time is a huge factor here, because as you can see, if you invest for 30 years instead of 20 years, that's also significantly a lot more money. You'd have over $3.5 million here, and an annual dividend income of $80,000. All right, investors, hope you enjoyed that video and you got a lot of value, and maybe it changed your mind about dividend stocks and what it means for your portfolio. Let me know in the comments, what are your passive income goals for the long term, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.